Hi, this is Access Chapter 9, the training video. This is the third in the series, and we're picking up at step number 9. So we have our add member form add member, and we want to be in layout view. So the next thing we're going to work on is this member ID field, all right? So that's where it's an auto number. So let's look at what we want to do. It says in the property sheet on the data tab, change the locked property to yes. So let's go up there and do that. So data locked, double click and make it a yes. So what that will do is it will freeze that information. And it's not changeable, which it isn't anyhow. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to change the tab stop property so that it's set to no, so you can't tab to it, so you can't click in it and you can't tab to it. So it's there and you can see it, but there's nothing that a user can do to get into it. So let's go ahead and come over here to other and find where it says tab stop. We're going to double click on that and make that no, which means I can't hit the tab key and navigate to it. Then the locked property means I can't click into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark that we've done that. And then, okay, so click the member name down here. And we're going to do the same things, right? Because we don't want the user to click into it. We don't want the user to tab to it. So since I'm on other, I'm going to go ahead and make this tab stop a no. Go back to data and make the locked yes. So we want to lock it, which means I can't click into it. And we're going to set the tab stop to no, we can't tab to it. So it'll just bypass it. So we did those for both of those fields that we changed the look of them, because those are fields that people can't, that a user shouldn't be in. They have no need to, because one's a formula and one's an auto. All right, so I am going to close this property sheet up and look at step number 10. So it says insert the Red Bluff JPEG as a logo in the header of the form. All right, so first of all, we need to think about what does that mean? The header of the form. So I'm on this design, and look right here, there's a header and footer field or a group, and in there is a logo, right? So when you want to put a picture up here in the header of a form, you go to design, header and footer, logo. Okay, so I believe mine is in downloads. Okay, so I found my Red Bluff JPEG file. I'm going to click on it. Okay, and there it is. It put it right on top of my form, or on top of my name. Okay, so we have that inserted. So really the big challenge there is finding where to do it and then finding your file. If you can't find your file, re-download it from my IT lab. All right, so this is done. Remove the blank header box to the right of the logo. So when you insert this, it's kind of hidden. There's this box, and then if I click to the right, and what these are, do you see this little handle here? This represents both of these as one kind of joined object. And so we want to get rid of this box that's to the right. So move your mouse, click to the right, and you get this big rectangle. Hit your delete key and it's gone. So now you just have the control that has the logo in it. Okay, so that means we have this piece done. And now adjust the width of the logo to 2.5 and the height to 0.7. So I'm going to come over here and bring up my property sheet. Make sure I'm on the logo and click on Format. The width is 2.5 and the height is 0.7. So now we have this nice big painted paradise image. So we are done with step number 10. All right. So now the date and time add date and time to the header of the form using default settings. Change the background color of the form header, that's this part up here, to white background. So there's two things that we're going to do there. So the first thing, I'm going to close this for a second, this property sheet. So the first thing is we're going to add the date and time. So that's in the header or footer. And so we go back to that same group and we're going to pick date time. And it's said to use all the defaults. So we're going to go ahead and do OK. It puts it over here on the right and we're good. So now I need to bring my property sheet back up. Notice that it still has the image selected because that's where my orange handle is. I'm going to click right here in this gray. So section form header, and now my orange is around, okay, Helen. Not sure why it's not letting me. It's around the whole thing there. Okay, so change the background color. So background color, we're going to click on that, use our ellipses to get our palette up here, and we want white background 1. So that's this one right there. So now we get like a big white background. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and that's what we have so far. And I double checked on the answer file. They didn't have us do anything with this name at this point, so you just kind of leave it back there. And then we're done with step 11. All right, so I'm going to do the form footer, and then we'll stop this video. So we're going to add a footer to the form with a height of 1 inch. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we put in a footer? So the way that I always do that is I switch to design view, right? Because remember, a form header and a form footer, they always come as pairs. You can't have one without the other. But right now our form footer has no depth to it, so it's like it doesn't exist when you look at the form. So I'm going to come out here and I'm going to increase the form footer to 1 inch, right? So I'm going to come down here. I can always validate that with my properties, form footer, height 1 inch. So if you're struggling to get it to be 1 inch, bring up that property and put the specific. What you want to make sure here is see how this black line is selected? That means that's what I have. That's the section. If I click on detail, look, it changes to detail. If I click on form footer, it goes back there. So make sure you have a section property sheet and that form footer is selected. Then you can go right here for height and make it 1 inch. Change the background color of the form footer. All right, we know how to do that. So we're in form footer, we're in format. Here's our background color. Bring up our palette and pick white. Oh, no, white, sorry, I'm wrong. I need to read farther. Darker 15. So we're going to match this background. Right? So there's going to really be no distinction between the background of the form and the footer like there is for the header. The header's white. Okay, so let me do this because I get lost, guys. All right, in the first name field, type access, and then, okay, so we need to switch. So right here it's talking about typing data in. So we need to switch to datasheet view. And what the instructions is doing badly is that, oh, I just missed it. Switch to form view and add a new record. See, I scratched it off. Okay, so we switch to form view and we want to add a new record, which is the arrow with the like light bulb going off flash. It brings us to a new one. Notice, look, it brings me right down to first name. It's not going to let me in that member ID because it's not something I can enter. So first name field, we're going to type access. Last name field is student. Tab, I'm just hitting my tab key because I got my hands on the keyboard. It's just much more efficient to be typing and using the tab key instead of keep reaching for your mouse. Hit tab. We're going to accept Santa Fe, New Mexico. Hey, that member, we put those in there. They showed up. Zip code is 87593. Tab. 505 555 4882. And look, our date joined. I'm making this video on the 29th of March 2020. It picked that today date. Renewal date then, remember we put that function in there to date add. We added 1 year to the date, and my renewal date is the 21st. Look at Access Student. It's already put it in there. So if I hit tab, if I hit tab here, guys, it's going to go right past that because remember we locked it and we said no tab stop. Takes me to the next form. I'm going to go back one and look. I can get there, but I can't do anything, right? It's not going to let me do anything. All right, so save and close the form. I don't know why I need to save it, but okay, close it. And we're good. All right, thank you.